The Evergrande empire will collapse. The latest news revealed that Evergrande has made a work suspension announcement declaring that it has closed down all its construction projects in China, including the projects that have completed but not been sold. The close down has a great impact on at least 500 financial institutions, 8,000 upstream and downstream enterprises, 3.17 million employees, and 2.04 million owners of 617,000 units of commercial properties that have been sold and not yet delivered. The most miserable group affected were builders, contractors, construction workers, and owners. Evergrande's work suspension announcement once became a trending topic on Weibo, but on August 27th, Cyberspace Administration of China announced that it had blocked many online media that have bad mouth about China's economy and the financial market, and the trending topic regarding Evergrande has been banned. Weibo Hefei headband blogger posted, Evergrande homeowner is gathering outside Evergrande's Anhui headquarters, where they set up tents demanding their hard-earned money. They eat and sleep into tents, wish to get the money back. The reason is because the work in Evergrande Center has been suspended. Hope this issue can be resolved as soon as possible. Shutdown announcement. Our company has advanced more than 200 million yuan. However, the project payment has not been paid since March this year. Workers are now on a general strike and petitioning, and suppliers are completely shutting down material supplies. Recently, Evergrande construction across China has stopped the work and the workers went on strike. Last week, in the Evergrande community where I just bought my apartment from, a group of homeowners appeared with banners defending their rights and saying that the parking space has not been refunded. Hedan Evergrande to Yuelong Bay homeowners defend their rights in the rain. The construction site is closed and the building is soaked in water. Weibo riding on a donkey said Evergrande refused to pay contractor bills and Evergrande C-suite members are deadbeats. Can you imagine how many small enterprises declared bankruptcy because of them? Xu Jiaying, the chairman of Evergrande Group, who was once a well-known donor, becomes an infamous deadbeat. Up to now, Evergrande's problems have involved local governments, creditors, investors, banks, suppliers, intermediaries, and home buyers. Evergrande's collapse has basically dragged the entire industrial chain into crisis. The word financial risk is a bomb in the eyes of the Chinese Communist Party. In the Middle-Year Economic Conference and the just concluded Central Financial Conference, the CCP mentioned the need for financial risk prevention and resolution effort. Reuters said that there are clear signs that all levels of government of the Chinese Communist Party have taken actions, and they're very worried that Evergrande's bankruptcy may trigger a chain reaction in China's financial system. Reuters quoted Lu Tin, chief Chinese economist of Nomura Securities, saying that the Evergrande's significant negative balance will trigger a domino effect in China. If financial institutions suffer significant losses, they will tighten the lending to other enterprises and industries. Some sources pointed out that the Guangdong provincial government, where Evergrande Group is located, began to consult with Evergrande's major bond banks last week to study whether there is a need to establish a Evergrande Group creditor committee to make necessary preparations for Evergrande's bankruptcy. Some sources also said the Guangdong government has also asked Guangzhou Yueshou Group to temporarily postpone the acquisition of Evergrande's Hong Kong headquarters building. The Yueshou Group spans multiple industries such as finance, real estate, transportation infrastructure, and food. Reuters said insider revealed that the related regulatory agency has appointed a court in Guangdong to deal with legal lawsuits involving Evergrande Group across mainland China. These incidents show that the Chinese Communist Party is coordinating to minimize the possible social impact of the Evergrande's debt crisis. According to statistics, Evergrande Group has 200,000 employees and provides 38 million jobs across China. Therefore, the collapse of Evergrande will not only seriously damage the banking and financial system, but also have a huge negative impact on China's job market. How did the Evergrande get into such debt crisis? A report published by Sina Finance on the 27th said that the root cause is Evergrande's strong financing ability, which has allowed it to burn cash at an ever faster rate. Now that China is disqualifying real estate enterprises from new loans that crossed red lines set by the regulators, Evergrande lost its large-scale financing ability. Its debt problems are exposed to the public. China's real estate developers are different from others. In other countries, real estate developers build houses to earn capital and gain normal profits rather than excessive profits. Continuous profiteering is not sustainable in any kind of industry in a normal society. Although housing markets in America, Britain, Japan, and Germany have fluctuated over time, they have always fluctuated between a normal percentage range. However, China's real estate is different. The real estate has been rising for decades because Chinese real estate developers and the government officials have established a mutual beneficial relationship to seek excessive profits. To give an example, several of the most powerful people in the government leadership, the secretary of the municipal party committee, the deputy secretary of the mayor, the deputy mayor, the secretary of the political and legal committee, etc. These Chinese Communist Party officials have a deal with the real estate developers. The developers will donate hundreds of millions to the local government each year. If the mayor can get 50 million yuan a year, the secretary of the municipal party committee will request 80 million yuan from the developer and distribute according to the position. Every real estate developer will provide on a regular basis. As a result, the officials appear to serve the people, but in fact, they're all serving the developers for money and will act the best interest for the developer. As all aspects of the real industry are related to the government, such as forced demolition. Without the protection of the government's public security law, how can the real estate developer demolish with no permission? If the secretary of the political and legal committee does not get the money, they will immediately arrest the developers and then check their company's criminal evidence. In China, rich businessmen like Xu Jiaying, who acts as agent of communist officials, are guilty of many crimes that no real estate enterprise's owner can be left alone under the system. Hence, real estate developers are inseparable from the government. Normal enterprises in China can't borrow money because the loans are taken by their real estate developers. If a city lends 100 billion yuan a year, at least 80 billion yuan will be allocated to the major real estate developers in the city per the joint instruction of the municipal party secretary, mayor, finance director, public security director, and even provincial leaders. The bank leaders do not dare to challenge it. In China, possessing a house is everyone's dream. Many people's lifetime savings are all invested in the house. Yet chances are the sky-high prices could buy them either tofu drag building or unfinished building. Recently, the number of housing complaints in China has been on the rise: sinking foundations, cracks in walls, water leakage, cutting corners, leaky pipes, exaggerated and false advertising, misleading consumers, and so on. However, when dealing with these consumer complaints, developers' responses are, go ahead and file a lawsuit if you want, but just so you know that the government will be on our side. Where can the poor consumers in China ask for protection of their consumer rights under such corrupted system?